the first ever Cambridge Acoustic Nights online concert. We've been out of action since, since Rhys's wonderful album launch way back in March. And we've been kicking our heels and feeling generally rather sorry for ourselves. So eventually we thought, let's pull our fingers out and let's keep the music going. So tonight we've got five what we are calling floor spots, although everyone is sitting on a chair as far as I can see. And then we have Bernard Hoskin, a very good and loyal friend of ours, who will be our featured act for tonight. So the running order is going to be my partner in crime, Rhys Wilson, who's going to kick us off with the first song. We will then go to Dave Pearce, then over to Kati Schubert, singer from Play-Dohs, and tonight singing one of her own songs entirely in her own right. Then we'll go to Gary. Then you'll have to put up with Gary Woolley, I should say. Then you'll have to put up with a song from me. And then we'll go to Bernard, and Bernard will sing us three or four songs to wrap up the evening. Anyway, we're doing one song each. This is our first go at this format. We'd love feedback. Do comment, send us all sorts of interesting symbols and things like that if you're watching now on Facebook Live. And well, tell us what you think. Tell us what we should do the same, what we should change, and we'll ignore you completely if we can. But anyway, as I say, our first singer tonight really needs no introduction, as he always says when he introduces me. But I'm going to introduce him anyway, because Rhys not only is a very fine singer, songwriter, performer, all sorts of things, but without Rhys, I wouldn't be talking to you today, because Rhys knows things about computers that I don't know, and he managed to sort out my problem of not having any sound when I was using a proper microphone. So anyway, we're going to, as I say, we're going to have one song each. We're starting off with Rhys. Rhys, what are you going to do for us?
I was thinking of tap dancing, but I've changed my mind, and I'm going to sing a new song, which, having thankfully said you were going to mention my new album, which is out and available. I'm now going to sing a song that's not on it. Well, it's a new song.
Well, that sounds like a great idea, Rhys. That the new album, of course, is very good. And here's a song that's not on it. Over to Rhys Wilson.
Hi, everybody. This is a new song I wrote with my good lady wife, who's running the show for us, and it's a love song about a car. Chrome is cloudy, shine not so bright. Paint is faded in the clear morning light. Check her over and I now understand. The key to my future is here in my hand. Turn the motor over for one last time. Push down the throttle, feel the rumble inside. Been a while now since you and me. Time to put this in gear, time to set myself free. Wheels are turning, years they roll by. My hands on the wheel, but I know deep inside this car has the power to remember when, but it can't take me back again. Rearview mirror shows me what used to be. We both love this car, and you love me. Start to smile now, as I drive along. Radio's playing our favorite song. Wheels are turning, years they go by. My hands on the wheel, but I know deep inside this car has the power to remember when, but it can't take me back again. Time for this old car to loosen its load. One more for my baby, one more for the road. Yeah, yeah. Sold it to a girl, she beamed with pride. Trade in the memories and say my goodbyes. Candles turning, years they roll by. My hands on the wheel, but I know deep inside this car has the power to remember when, but it can't take me back again. No, it can't take me back again. Thank you very much.
Rhys, thank you so much. That was great. That was lovely. I'm ashamed. It's just a shame it's not on the album. I'm going to bring my album back and ask to have that stamped on at the end somewhere. But we are live on Facebook. I've just double checked, and as Rhys quite rightly said, he was a few seconds behind on Facebook. But it was quite interesting sound effects actually listening to the live version and listening to the Facebook version. Anyway, welcome to Karen and Regine, who are certainly watching at the moment. Welcome to everyone else who's joining as we speak. As I said at the beginning, this is our first Cambridge Acoustic Nights online concert. First of many. I think I'm going to say I fear, really, because I'd far prefer us to get back to doing these things properly. But we'll do this in the meantime. So Rhys kicked us off with a brand new song, which isn't on his new album, but the new album is great anyway. And our next performer is Mr. Dave Pearce. Dave, can you unmute yourself and we can have a quick chat? Right, Dave appears to be unmuted. We have a saying, well, we had a saying in our CB2 days at least, that people who played for the first time were CB2 virgins, and but Dave, I gather, is no virgin in the land of online music.
Definitely not. No, the well, the Black Faden Club launched very early on, about the second week of lockdown, and so I've been playing there quite a bit, and I've also had one session at Cambridge Folk Club. So
Great,
I'm
great.
kind of gradually tweaking the acoustics so that they get the best sound that
Yeah,
I
well, you're
can.
sounding good. You're sounding good. Dave, what are you going to play for us tonight?
Well, I'm going to do a song I did at CB2 about 18 months ago. I think that's the only time I've ever done it there. It's a song which I joke took me 40 years to write. It's intergenerational, and I wrote the outlines of the first two verses in the 1970s, and then realised how it had to end and finished it off about 2 years ago. So anyway, it's called the Wind That Blows from Jarrow, and it's about the fact that each generation has to find what works for them in terms of making a living. I always feel that there should be another verse now for COVID-19, but as yet there isn't. Anyway, it's still very pertinent, I think.
Take it away.
Anyway. Grandad was a shipyard worker on the bonny banks of Tyne, who in the Great Depression joined the unemployment line. He was in that queue of workers for nigh on 15 years, as the wind that blows from Jarrah whispered softly in his ears. The wind, the northeast wind, it chills you to the bone. But if you stand against it, you will never stand alone. My father joined the civil service in the Labour ministry. Seeking jobs and pay for workers was to be his destiny. From his youth unto his pension date, with a break only for war, as the wind that blows from Jarrah whispered softly in his ear. The wind, the northeast wind, it chills you to the bone. But if you stand against it, you will never stand alone. Well, I went to university, a profession for to find. As a lab rat and computer nerd with an academic mind, we were only knowledge workers when they right-sized our careers. As the wind that blows from Jarrah whispered softly in our ears. The wind, the northeast wind, it chills you to the bone. But if you stand against it, you will never stand alone. Now the robots come a-marching to a silicon chip drum. For the bankers' jobs and the lawyers' jobs and the doctors' jobs they come. Our children, the millennials, must set off down the years, as the wind that blows from Jarrah whispered softly in their ears. The wind, the northeast wind, it chills you to the bone. But if you stand against it, you will never stand alone. The wind, the northeast wind, it chills you to the bone. if you stand against it, you will never stand alone.
Nice song, Dave. Nice song. Everyone clapping like mad on mute at the moment, but we're getting some nice feedback from our audience. A couple of people have said they like the new song from Rhys. Derek and James were both highly complimentary. Dave Lawrence says great stuff. Matthew Taylor says it's working a treat and he's watching in St Ives. But which St Ives, Matthew? Got you at last, says Gail de Cordova. And David, your first bit of feedback coming in from James saying another great song from David Pierce. So we seem to be going out there, which is great. This is going to be my last introduction because after Kati, Rhys is going to do the introductions and you can take a break from me. Anyway, Kati, do you want to unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hi, Kati. It's great to have you along tonight. Another of our regulars in the Cambridge Acoustic Nights. What are you planning to sing for us this evening?
I thought about it for a while, and I'm always, like I said before, incredibly terrified of playing my own songs because I haven't done it in a very long time, and I only started writing songs again maybe a year ago. And I find it much harder because it's just, it's all your stuff and it's very personal to me, at least. So, and then I was planning to chicken out and do something else, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play a relatively new song, which is called All I Know.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to hearing it. Over to you, Kati.
Blind to the world, lost in stories, feels like you have forgotten who you are. Nothing to say, nothing to offer. This all just feels too close to home for me. All I know is that you need to keep doing, need to keep moving, need to breathe. Maybe tomorrow it'll be better, things will matter, things will flow. I have to go, I get so tired, don't wanna join you in the mess you've made. I'm so sorry, I should do better. After all, I only know too well. All I know is that you need to keep doing, need to keep moving, need to breathe. Maybe tomorrow it'll be better, things will matter, things will flow. Is there anything I can do for you in the twilight, in the dark? I can't reach you. you in. Need to keep moving, need to breathe. Maybe tomorrow it'll all be better. Things will matter, things will flow. Things will matter, things will flow. Things will matter, things will flow.
Many thanks, Kati. Great song.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's lovely to hear it. We have got some other feedback coming in. Someone called Fernando, who Kati won't know, is just applauded that. And Paul is watching from Cardiff and says good work. So keep those comments coming in, guys. If you're watching on Facebook, it's good encouragement for us here because we want to have your feedback so we know who to sack, fire, never sing again, whatever, or to have them again next time. The next artist, Gary, is no stranger to performing on Zoom. He did 4 songs last night at Cambridge, and if Gary wants to turn his microphone on.
Should be on. Is it on?
It is. You're on.
Good.
Gary, how was it last night at Cambridge Folk Club?
It was very good. It was very good. I'd never heard Polly Polisma play before, and she blew me away. And it all worked really tickety-boo, actually. It's very good.
Excellent.
Apart
That's
from
brilliant.
somebody having Radio 2 on in the background and being unmuted.
You've got to love the lockdown culture, haven't you? You've got to be so careful about the pictures on the wall. And what you've eaten just before you went online. I'm going to leave it up to you, Gary. What are you going to sing us tonight?
So I don't play as solo very often these days, as you know. Play with Matt quite often, so I've chosen something that I used to play when I used to do this thing on my own. "Girl from the North Country," Bob Dylan song. This is an arrangement I did for my niece's wedding. She asked me to sing this song, and I was having kittens because I thought of me standing in this church doing a Bob Dylan impersonation, because that's what happens when you do a Bob Dylan song. You start to sing like this, So I thought, I'm not doing that. So I took the song apart and put it back together again, and this is what I came up with. So it's a lovely, lovely song. Of course, it's a direct copy of Scarborough Fair. He wrote it after he came to London and went around the folk clubs and saw Martin Carthy and the likes, and went back and went and got famous. So, "Girl from the North Country." So if you're going to the North Country Fair, where the winds hit so hard on the borderline, remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. And if you go when the snowflakes they fall, and the rivers they freeze, and the summer's at an end, please make sure she's got a coat so warm, a coat to keep her from the cold. Please tell me that her hair it hangs long, if it rolls and it flows all down to her breast. Please tell me if her hair it hangs long. That's the way I remember her best. I'm wondering if she remembers me at all. Many times I've hoped, many times I've prayed. In the darkness of my night and in the brightness of my day. So if you're going to the North Country Fair, where the wind hits so hard on the borderline, remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Thank you very much.
Absolutely terrific, Gary. Thank you very much for that. That was an
Thank you very
absolutely
much for
stunning
inviting
performance. I think Bob Dylan would probably be watching that. He might be a bit worried. Kevin Hunt has tuned in. Hi, Kevin. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. James Elsner has said, I've always loved Schubert songs. I don't know if he's referring to Kati or the other composer, but I'm guessing it's Kati. And indeed, great arrangement, Gary, from James as well. So well done, Gary. Gary, your stuff's coming in thick and fast. Well done, my friend. So follow that. If someone is going to follow that, it's a local singer-songwriter, John from Cambridge. He's done a few Facebook things from France recently. John, are you unmuted?
I am unmuted, I hope.
Okay. John's going to sing one of his songs. I know he's in the middle of making a new album at the moment. So that gives me another chance to say that I've made one as well. And I guess one or two of the others will probably want to come back and say they've made one too. So don't be shy. Book one. John, I'm going to leave it over to you now to tell us what you're going to play.
Right, okay. Well, last Sunday was Isabel's birthday, and I wrote this song for her, Staying in the Peak District, many years ago. And I always play it on the piano, which means I think I've only played it once in CB2. And I thought, well, I've got a piano in this room. I'll have a go at making all my normal mistakes on the piano, and we shall take it from there. Anyway, before they built the fast train, or they put on the fast trains from London King's Cross to Cambridge, we all used to go from Liverpool Street, and on that line that goes out from Liverpool Street, there's some fabulous names, and one that I always thought was great for this station, which was piled high with disused cars, junk cars, was called the Angel Road. So that features in the song as well, and this is Rainbow. I know it's hard to be the one who's waiting. I know it's hard to be the one alone. And as the evening light is fading, I have many miles to go. I know she loves me like she loves the lengthening shadows on the alien corn. I know she loves me like the exile loves the land where she was born. And if the stars should fail along the angel road, and if the light should pale and all the colours go, and if the storm should break before I make it home, she will be my rainbow. I know that I could find myself a cheap hotel, help me make it through the night. Spare my eyes the blinding of these oncoming lights, but I would rather feel her fingers as they brush against my arm, and I would rather plunge the darkness of her homecoming charms. And if the stars should fail along the angel road, and if the light should pale and all the colours go, and if the storm should break before I make it home, she will be my rainbow. She will be my rainbow. She will be my rainbow. Be my rainbow. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, John. That was absolutely fantastic. An early song, I believe.
An early song indeed, from many, many years ago, but one I still love.
I'm getting some feedback.
Person who I still love.
Of course. I'm still getting feedback here. Some good feedback about Gary's rendition. Karen McQuinney's online. Hi, Karen, and sent some excellent feedback about that, and as did Fernando. Gary Woolley's watching, which is kind of interesting, seeing as he just performed. And Kati sent some feedback saying, John, that's a great song. Dave Lawrence said the same. James Eisner has said the same as well. So already getting great feedback, John, about that particular piece of music. The next act is important to me, actually, in many ways. He wrote the title song on my album. I don't think I've mentioned the fact I've got an album out at all, but I have, and he wrote the title track to that particular album, called Moving Forward, and he might well sing it tonight. He's very, very nice, Tim. We would have been performing at a Quaker Hall had we not been in lockdown. So I thought I'd bring this just to, I'd say there's one good reason why we're not doing it in a Quaker Hall. And introduce Bernard, of course. What you can't see on Facebook is the little faces, the little squares where people are at the top waiting to perform or watching or whatever they're doing. And it's quite interesting. Dave Pearce is in the bathroom at the moment, and he's sitting in the bubbles with some champagne. It wasn't particularly pretty watching him get into the bath, but it was quite interesting in that particular respect. John has now obviously opened the drinks cabinet and is pouring himself a rather large glass of wine. I'll be carrying on with the Meantime Brewery. And in the meantime, Bernard, are you switched on?
I should be, yes.
Welcome to CB2. Your history with this particular event goes back so far, certainly before my time, along with Acoustic Roots. Good friend, great songwriter. I'm not going to say anything more, Bernard, but thank you for doing this closing session for tonight's show. And over to you, Bernard. Thank you very much.
Thank you. When my train has jumped the tracks, my engine is derailed. Do not say I drove too fast, or that my points have failed. Lead me to a station where repairs as good as new. I need you to believe in me as I believe in you. When my boat has hit the rock, taking water in below, do not say I was off course, or that a storm will blow. Lead me to a calm shore with a clear sea or blue. I need you to believe in me as I believe in you. I know you always tell me, but I just don't want to obey. I always take my chances, let them lead me astray. When my plane has crashed into a mountainside so high, do not say the altitude is where I should not fly. Lead me to a landing strip where the air currents are true. I need you to believe in me as I believe in you. I need you to believe in me as I believe in you. I need you to believe in me as I believe in you. Thank you. That was a song called Believe, an old song, song with a simple message, which is basically, no matter how many times I mess up, just say you still love me. Not too much to ask for, I think. We've all been plugging our CDs this evening, and why not? This is one off an album I released last year, a song that looks back to the days of photo albums and all the memories we have associated with them. This is called Dust on My Memories. I take the album down from the shelf. I'm thumbing through the pages. Each photo's date and names are there. The children have their Here's to all of the faces, tying all the places. Now there's rust on my stories, and there's dust on my memories. You know I love my camera when it captures the image that lingers, but these friends have drifted away like sand slips through my fingers. And I know there's emptiness, there's a bucket that I can't refill, yet in my mind the sun will still shine. Children are playing still. Here's to all of the faces, time all the places. Now there's rust on my stories, and there's dust on my memories. This was a mirror, could I see clearer, what would it show? Or maybe a window through which I could follow. Where did they go? Where did they all go? Here's to all of the faces, tying all the places. Now there's rust on my stories, and there's dust on my memories. Here's to all of the faces, tying all the places. Now there's rust on my stories, and there's dust on my memories. Thank you. Dust on my memories there. Right, so I've done an old song, I've done a recent song, and I'm going to finish off with this one. This is a brand new song, one of many I'm working on for my, like John, I'm doing a new album. It's what we always do. This is a song about finding that special person in your life. This is called My Lighthouse Keeper. And I'd like to say a big thank you to John and Rhys for organising this little get together. It's been wonderful to share songs with some fine songwriters again. So this is Lighthouse Keeper. I was a sailor on savage water, seeking the beacon from my lighthouse keeper. My lighthouse keeper. Batten down the hatches, the storm is coming, the sirens are wailing, the wires are humming. And if you're at sea, better head for the shore. They say your loved ones will see you no more. I was a sailor savage water, seeking the beacon from my lighthouse keeper. My lighthouse keeper. Tossed by the waves, lost on the ocean, you're climbing the stair to scan the horizon. One strike of a match, you light up the handle, adjusting the mirror, you light up the candle. I was a sailor on savage water, seeking the beacon from my lighthouse keeper. My lighthouse keeper. And in the darkest night, I find your guiding light, leads me to a safe place, my love's sweet embrace. I was a sailor on savage water, seeking the beacon from my lighthouse keeper. I was a sailor on savage water, seeking the beacon from my lighthouse keeper. My lighthouse keeper. Well, thank you very much. Good night. Over to you, Rhys.
Thank you so much, Bernard. Thanks for doing that. We all appreciate it. I am absolutely sure. A reminder to you, those on Facebook Live, that it will stay there. So if you've got any friends that want to watch it, let them come watch it, of course, and point them in that direction. I'm sure a lot of the acts will want to go back and watch what they did. I'm just going to wrap it up on behalf of John's unmuted at this moment. I'm sure he want to make a contribution. But I just want to say a huge thank you to the acts we've seen. A huge thank you to Dave Pearce, to Kati Schubert, Gary Woolley, and Bernard Hoskin. I'm not going to thank John because he'll just thank himself in just a moment. But I'm sure he'll be here to say goodbye at the same time. Before we go offline, John, did you want anything to say?
Just really to say thank you above all to everyone who's tuned in to listen. And as we always used to say in CB2, you know, I mean, if it wasn't for the audience, we wouldn't be here. And well, the same is much as true when we're online. So I'm very grateful for all the comments and feedback that's been coming in as well. Do let us know if you have any thoughts on the format we've adopted. Let us know if you don't want us to do any more of these, or let us know if you want us to do them every night, you know, but I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, no, but thank you all. And as I say, keep the feedback coming in. And I will say thank you to Rhys for a fine new song and for co-comparing.
Thank you very much, John. Thanks to everyone watching. It would be unfair because Bernard was the last not to leave out the stuff coming in, Bernard, is absolutely, it's too much to say, really. It's John Cook's come in, Lucinda Fudge is watching. Hi, Lucinda. Vic Leonard's online. John Cook has sent out wonderful hearts and flowers for everybody. John Eisner loves it. Someone called Bronwyn Ormsby, I don't know how she knows Bernard, has said hi. Thanks to Derek for watching as well, him pinned down in London at the moment. And Fernando has given it a big thumbs up. He's supported everybody. So thanks to everyone who's been watching. If I haven't mentioned you, you'll have to watch next time so I can. I'm just going to also thank myself, Angie, who's upstairs, making sure everything runs perfectly. And I'm going to instruct her now to take us offline. Thanks very much for those of you watching on Facebook. We'll sit here quietly until we know we're not here anymore. So Angie, take us offline.